show, team. It's time for the Daily Detangler. I wanted to share my thoughts on experience and the work we've been going through lately to work backwards from an experience. And obviously, it's one of our core principles. And I was just thinking the other day about how all this comes together, how all our work shows up and adds value to Catalyst, and things that we do as a team um, are critical to an experience. And then my role and what I do is critical to an experience. So, what are the expectations that I have about experience? What is some examples of experience, and then how do I interact with others to contribute to an experience? So in this picture, people are climbing up a mountain. And, you know, what is your expectation of this detangler, and how does it relate to people climbing a mountain? What experience am I creating through this detangler, and does it align? So you may have expectations of me in the detangler, and I have expectations that I put on myself with regard to, I want to be relevant. I want to invest the right time. I want to put the right effort in and create the right look and feel. And I want to have the right impact with you as the listener. But what does climbing a mountain have to do with it? Or how about this? Eating dinner in a nice fine dining restaurant. What is your expectation here? And if we were to go and eat, and I said, hey, let's go have a nice dinner, what expectations would I have for quality, effort, look and feel, impact, relevance, and my time and money and financial investment? And are these the only expectations that I would have? Chances are there's a lot more. So this is definitely not an exhaustive list, but I was just trying to come up with buckets. And then more importantly, how are these buckets different than mountain climbing? I've listed the same exact things, but I've changed the picture. And what about a conference? You're going to go to a conference and be in person again. And what are the expectations you have of that? And how does that relate? Does your expectations of relevance and effort and time and look and feel change based on where you are? If you're climbing a mountain, what's your expectations? Your 5-star dinner, what are your expectations? And for a conference, what are your expectations? And we have the luxury of the Sales Enablement Society, where that society competed and grew based on experiences and embracing the experience economy. So it's an association, it's a society. What's your perspective of a professional body? Have you ever been part of one? I know I had a huge expectation around what a professional organization should do for its members. And I had actually started nonprofits and been on senior staff in professional societies. So my expectations of a society were different than Catalyst. And what he put out in the letter to members was, here's our 7 E's of making an experience. We want to elevate people. We want to enlighten them with new information and insight. We want to evolve them and educate them and create the right environment and have an exchange and help them get jobs. And this was an example of trying to say, here's the experience we want to create for members. And when you look at it that way and say, here's the experience we're trying to create, and then you come back to this one and say, how does quality, investment, effort, look and feel, how do those relate? Well, this is a different lens. These are not the attributes of what I'm trying to create. Or maybe they are. Is this what we're trying to create when we try to pull off a conference, right? So these are the things that Scott said he created and to help the SES grow, and it got great results. So is this how you would define an experience? Is this how you would create an organization and a mechanism to deliver experiences? Is this what you would have thought of at first to organize around and deliver as an outcome for thousands of people worldwide? It's interesting to think about from a brain science perspective. The brain prioritizes memories that are going to be useful. There's a utilization or a utilitarian view of what the brain prioritizes. And then on the other hand, people will forget what you said. They will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. So is an experience about a feeling? Is it about, disgust, fear, joy, sadness, and anger? Is that what experiences are? I don't know. But these are emotions that we can all relate to. And I can ask myself, how am I helping build an experience? And then look at the four emotions here. Really, the only one available in business is joy. And so is that what we mean by creating an experience, or is there something else? What about confidence? What about direction? What about momentum? What about quote unquote clarity? Are those attributes of an experience? And then I think about what does it mean to create an experience, and how would you create one? And we've, through our work, come up with this idea of orchestration. So can experiences be orchestrated? And what does that mean? Aligning people, process, information, and technology. What would that look like? If I were to say I'm going to orchestrate an experience, would that be about facilitating connection and presenting videos and interactions? Would it be about aligning interactions to move people forward? Would it be about helping people that experience it consume information and data and insight? Would it be about helping them see things, or would it be helping them solve things? Would it be driven by humans, or would it be driven by technology? I remember in one of my clients, we got into a big debate that the experience could only be driven by the technology. And there was this bias that experiences are only delivered by tech. So you have to put it in a platform or you have no experience. And I was like, well, how come I can go out on a boat and call that an experience? So it's interesting to think about the different perspectives of experience. And I don't know if these are right. I was just kind of playing with a visual here, but all of these seem inadequate to explain experience to me. And then I say, if experience is it over time? Is experience over a moment in time? Is this an experience I'm creating right now with this detangler? Is dinner an experience? Is a vacation for 4 weeks an experience? Where does this an experience, where does it start and where does it end? I don't know. What if I said experiences come from interacting with things? What would that look like? Can you experience a detangler without watching it? Can you experience a dinner without eating it? Can you experience a roller coaster without riding it? Can you experience a movie without interacting with it? It seems that interactions are critical, but then interacting with what? Are we interacting with people? Are we interacting with technology? Are we interacting with the environment, the air, the smell, the sights, the sounds? What are we interacting with? And I think about, Catalyst with clients and building a room that's structured to create an experience. To create an experience to do what? Is this an experience? What makes it an experience? What is the sum of all of these sessions? Is that the experience, or is this something that leads to an experience? How would you answer that? And I think about, the salespeople that are selling. Are they creating an experience when they have a presentation? Are they creating an experience when they meet with clients? Um, what makes that an experience or not? What are the attributes of it? And I use ourselves. We pursue the possible. We connect wants and needs. We want to provide visibility and progress and have consistent innovation. We want to provide the insights and opportunities. We want to sell what's possible. We want to have ownership and accountability for outcomes. We want to create defining moments. We want to engage across the life cycle journey of a client. And we provide the unexpected. Is this an experience? Is this all that would be, wrapped up in the experience we create? Do we create multiple experiences? I don't know. Something to ponder this morning as you process the Daily Detangler. And I'm just now coming to realize that I may have just tangled you instead of detangling you. This is the challenge with experience. How would you think about it? Is there anything here that detangles you? I'd love to hear from you. As always, thanks so much for your time, and I'll see you tomorrow.